What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. It's super windy today, so hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I think we're gonna get some snow tomorrow, which means we have to get this engine out today, or at least try our best to get it out. I believe in me, I think we can do it. If you guys remember last week, we left off with removing power steering pump, AC compressor, alternator, all that stuff up front. I guess I could show you guys. There it is right there. We also removed the downpipe, not completely. We left it about halfway on. And I thought to myself, maybe it would just be better to pull it off completely, make sure it's out of the way 100%. So we already did that off camera. The downpipe is right here. Look at these warrior scars. But now we for sure won't have anything in the way down in this area. I also removed all of the AOS lines. I don't know if I mentioned that in the last video, but we did need to disconnect everything. So all of that is out of the way, as you guys can see. The only thing we have left are motor mounts, those trans bolts, and then I believe just that pin that goes in between the fork. After that, I believe this thing will be ready to come out, which is super exciting, guys. I can't believe we actually went for it and we got this done and it's about to come out. I want to give a huge thank you to my manager at work for letting me borrow his engine hoist. This is from Harbor Freight. I think it was like 160 bucks, which should work fine for this. There was also a couple of other dudes at work that helped me out through this entire process, whether it was knowledge or little things that I needed to get this stuff done, like this chain down here. They hooked me up with this so that we can pull this thing out. So I'm super thankful for all of them. But anyways, guys, let's get started. Let's get this thing out. I think I'm gonna start with the trans bolts. We'll get all of those pulled out, then we'll do the pin, and then finally we'll do the engine mounts and we'll pull this thing out. We got all of the transmission bolts and nuts out with the exception of one. I'm sure most of you guys know we keep this one on till the very end until we're ready to disconnect the engine from the transmission. We also got the starter off, so that is out. Set that down right there. I also had to disconnect two coolant lines, which are these right here, 1 and 2. Those are still attached. Damn, it's so windy out here. Look at these trees, guys. It looks like they're literally about to fall on top of me. They're swinging so bad. Look at that. The next step is removing the motor mount nuts, which is just 2 of them. Those are super easy. And then after that, we're pretty much ready, guys. All we got to do after that is remove that pin that's on the side somewhere right here, and then release this tension on the fork. And then we'll be able to pull this thing out. We're getting so much closer, guys. I'm excited. We'll squeeze our way underneath the car. And there is that first nut right there. Second one is going to be on this side here. So we're going to go ahead and remove those. So just like that, both of them are out. I don't know if you guys remember, but a really long time ago we actually bought new motor mounts for the car, and I just never got around to putting them on. So yes, I saw your comments on that. We are going to be replacing them while the engine is out. It's a lot easier that way anyway. I believe it was right around the time where I bought the new pitch stop mount and then the transmission, I forgot what it's called, but we bought all of those 3 things together. And finally, the last thing we need to do is take that pin out that holds in the clutch fork. I've done this before. I did it when we did the clutch on my car, but when I did this, I actually broke a bolt inside of that pin, so we're gonna try really hard to not do that again because it's a pain to get out. We need to pull that cover off first, which is where I have that socket, so we're just gonna attach the ratchet, pull that off, and then we're gonna screw in a 6mm bolt into that pin and hopefully pull it out super easy. Holy shit, guys, that was on there. I tried doing it with just the ratchet. It was impossible, so I grabbed the bar from the jack and I pulled on it. It finally broke. I thought I broke my ratchet, but we got it loosened up. That's crazy. I can't believe how tight that was on there. Then we got this off. We have access to that pin, but before we do that, the video says we need to remove the slave cylinder. That way it just releases tension on the fork. life cylinder is unbolted. Now we remove this spring right here, tuck that this way, and then yep, there we go. So no more tension on that. I hate this pin so much. I've been here for like an hour and a half trying to get this thing out. I don't even know how it just stuck the entire time. Hour and a half I've spent here trying to get this out. Finally though, we got it out, guys. That fork is loose. I hate this thing so much. I wish I didn't have to put it back in. As mad as I am about this thing though, I'm super happy we finally got it out. That was the last thing. I think I jinxed it because I was like, hopefully it comes out super easy. Nope, it never does. The guy in the video pulled it out so easy and I was like, huh, maybe there's hope. Maybe since I just pulled this out not too long ago, it'll be easy, and nope, wasn't easy. Alright guys, it is now the next day. I was hoping to pull the engine out last night, but unfortunately we ran out of time. It started getting dark and I was already pretty frustrated with the whole pin situation. And if you guys are anything like me, once you get frustrated, you tend to make things worse rather than better. So I decided that I would just call it quits last night, come back today and try and get this thing out. So a couple of things that I did already off camera. The car is officially off the jack stands. That way we have the car nice and leveled. We got the jack under here supporting the transmission, and then we have the chain attached to both of the mounting points, one right there and one on the back there. Engine hoist is ready to go as well. I think we are ready, guys. It's time to pull this engine out. So I guess the first thing we should do is start lifting up the engine just a little bit. You guys can see it's coming up right there. The transmission, like I said, is already being held up by the jack. We left one of the transmission bolts in there, this top one right here. If any of you guys are doing this for the first time, whether it's pulling your transmission out or your engine out, make sure you leave at least one bolt in there until you're ready to separate them. So we're gonna go ahead and remove that, and then this thing should start sliding out. Hopefully, hopefully it's not as tough as that pin, guys. So it's already loosened. I just hand tightened it on there. This should come out super easy. And look at that, guys. As I'm pulling that bolt out, thank God it's already separating. Hell yeah. Yes, that is good news. That means it's not seized on there. I didn't expect it to be because I pulled the transmission out not too long ago, but still I didn't want to jinx it. So hopefully this thing comes out really easy. So there's that bolt, and it is definitely separated all the way through. I can see it. I don't know if you guys can. Right there. Comes all the way down under this chain right here. You can already see it. The one last thing I'm gonna check is I'm gonna go underneath the car, make sure it's cleared those motor mount studs, and then we should be able to just start pulling on it. So I don't know if you guys can see this from this angle here, but that stud is almost all the way out. So we can start jacking up the engine just a little bit more before we start pulling it forward to completely separate it. We did it, boys. Oh, yes, we finally did it, guys. The STI engine is officially out of the car. Damn, I can't believe it, guys. I really can't believe it. I actually did this all by myself, but it couldn't have been without the help of everyone who gave me the knowledge to do this. I bet you guys are staring at this O2 sensor as it was coming out. I forgot to take one of the zip ties off, so it's still kind of attached on there, but damn, boys, what do you think? We finally did it. Damn, guys, it's like unreal to me. I'm speechless. I can't believe. I never would have thought that one day I would be pulling an engine. There was a point on YouTube where I didn't even know how to change my own oil, and now we're this far. That's crazy. A couple of things when pulling this thing out, we did have some small tiny issues. The right side came out perfect. It was super easy. But the left side, it did take a little bit to get that pushed up and over the transmission again, but we finally got it. Once we did that, it still wasn't coming off completely. Then I noticed that the clutch fork still wasn't all the way off the throwout bearing. So we pulled that up. As soon as that came off, engine came out super easy. Didn't even get caught on these studs or anything like that, guys. But hell yeah, boys, we did it. We got the STI engine out. This was only the easy part. Now we got to tear this thing apart and start working on it, get everything fixed. I don't remember exactly when I did my clutch, but I'm pretty sure there wasn't this much plate in the throwout bearing. I could be wrong, but I don't remember that ever being that way. I just can't believe how much of this engine is just covered in oil. Of course, we're going to be doing the valve cover gaskets again. We're going to do coil packs, spark plugs, all that stuff. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope you enjoyed the whole process of removing the engine. I know I had a lot of fun, and I also learned a ton about this car. We still have a lot of work to do, but like I always say, it's going to be worth it in the end. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.